how you see the future of hip hop and how it affects our children, how it affects young adults, how it even affects us. Because some cats be like, "Oh, you too old to rap." You be like, "For real, son, you retarded."
Ageism is the craziest thing, and I think that's part of the propaganda that is put on people of color and things we do, because no other musical genre deals with any of the nonsense of ageism and tells you to put the violin down or put the electric guitar down or stop making music because now that you pass. Nobody does that except hip hop. And I think that's just a part of the self-hate propaganda that's kind of put into our culture. Just we got a special target on us. Black and brown people got a special target on us. I'm not gonna get into that. It's If you don't believe it, then you're not for this conversation. Those who live it know it is so. But I just think it's just one of those things that just got into our culture that we propagate, and it's we the only ones that really make ops out of each other too. Like there might be some real personal beefs with some bands because of something that actually happened, but we walk around standoffish towards each other, like these other rap, just taking the role too serious, all right, the competitive nature of hip hop has always been there. And then high five after the battle back in the day. As a matter of fact, it was to end gang violence back in the day. Battles
exactly.
and things. It was literally so monkeys could battle and leave it there and still be peaceful physically.
That was the battle.
That was the battle. Yeah, and so
saving lives.
We were on Jive Records around. Our first album came out on Jive.
92, 93.
Yeah, and we were signed to a major when the call came from upstairs to change the whole industry. We were actually signed to, and I know you.
So that was a thing.
That was a real thing. Our label brought us to the
You heard it here.
The table. They brought us to the elliptical table, the conference room table, and was like, "Check this, boys. We're changing everything. We're gonna become a pop label. We're gonna keep Too Short. We're going to keep R. Kelly, and some of the big sellers, but we're turning pop. And if y'all want to still rock with us, y'all got to be pop too. This is just how it is." At the same time,
wow.
We happened, Warner Brothers Elektra Atlantic merged. Pete Rock and CL Smooth got dropped after a successful album. Dell got dropped. A bunch of artists who didn't fit the new paradigm got dropped. And basically what it was is we're only going to deal with pop music, sexual music, or violent music. And any of that conscious artistic shit, some of them make some money, but that's not going to be our focus anymore. All of the avant-garde A&Rs who were trying to sign some progressive hip hop and who were really into the culture started getting shut down, fired, or told you got to start signing. It was a overstructuring of the hip hop side of the music industry from up top, completely. Mm-hmm. And you got to know that it tied into, keeping the jails full, keeping the people ignorant, and keeping our vibrations low. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about any artist or nothing. I'm just saying what happened from the top down.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
it. People can feel how they feel about it based off of how they played it and their involvement. I'm not here to say that. I'm just saying what we saw from our point of view. It was a very real thing. And from that moment forward, they figured out the powers that be figured out what would be the most profitable music and the most desensitizing and control and socio-engineering type music, and just to keep people pacified, and they've been running with that ever since. So the state of hip-hop now is a product of that change. It's when we first came out, when we first started listening to this music, elders were telling us that's not going to be around in a few years. Y'all wasting y'all time.
I remember.
And we used to get offended and be like, nah, we know this is people who were there understood where it could go. And here we are, decades later, it's the biggest genre in the world, multi tens of billions of dollars in money moving all over. You can go to region and people have their own hip hop stars in their own languages. You you go to Germany. Our homeboy Kool Savage is one of the biggest rappers out there. He's
it's a global phenomenon.
Yeah, and to the point where every section has their They don't need Americans to come through and rap for them
No.
no more. They got their own hit makers.
Hip hop is the voice of the people for
And-
anybody who's
yeah, for
downtrodden
anybody.
or who don't have a voice.
And see, and that's the thing too. So as big as hip hop gets on the commercial side, the underside grows just as big too. So okay, there's gonna be a big commercial influence because that's how business works and that's how corporations work. Corporations are strictly about their bottom dollar. So if they're in on something, that's their focus.